Hi guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. Crochet here. So for this tutorial I'll be using this type of yarn. It's seagull and it's 100% acrylic. I'll be doubling my strands, and then I'll be using a 4.5mm hook and a pair of scissors and some stitch markers, which I'm sure I'll find them. So what we're going to start with, you're going to start by making our waistband. A client of mine ordered this piece, so I decided maybe I should just make a tutorial out of it while I am working on the piece. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start by making a slip knot. I'm just going to yarn over like this. This goes on top, and then like that. So I'm going to chain 12. 1, 2, 3. So what you're going to do is you're going to count 1, 2, and then on this stitch you can just count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 up to 10. So I'm going to yarn over. I have to go into this stitch, pull through. I'll have 1, 2, 3 stitches left on the hook, and then I'm going to pull through all the 3 stitches, then yarn over again, going to the next stitch, and I'm going to do this until I get to the very end. So after this you're going to chain 1, 2, then you're going to turn your work around, yarn over. You see this space here, right here, we have something like a V. So you're going to go into this in the middle. I think this is back post. Then I'm just going to pull through like this, because you're working on the very back. Yeah, this is back post, I think. Yeah, so you're going to pull through all at half double crochet, and you're going to work on the back post until you get, this is going to be repetitive because this is just a waistband. As you get to the end, you just do this. Then chain 2, and you're just going to do this until you get to the measurement of your hip area. So you make sure you keep stretching it on your measuring tape. You just keep stretching it until you get to that hip area, and then I'll show you how I end my row when I'm done with this waistband. So this is just repetitive. When you get to the end, chain 2, turn your work around. So I'll show you when I'm done with my waistband. So I finished my last chain. So what we're going to do next is we're going to join them together, right? And usually I prefer this part to be the last part, like when I'm joining, so that it can be like that other part. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab my 2mm, this is a 2.5mm hook. It's really small, and it's what I'm going to use to join, because I want it a bit too tight, and I don't want it to, since I'm using a bigger hook, I don't want the joining part to be big. You can use a darning needle if you want. So I'm just going to go into this where we made our chain 2 on top of it, and then just match it with this, right? I'm going to make a single crochet. Actually, let's just make a slip knot, which is basically just this. pull through and go into the next space, this and this, pull, until you get to the very end. And this is the only part where we'll be using this small hook. Bring our 4.5, as you can see. So this is going to be our inside part, and then this is going to be our outside part. This is for someone who is a size, this person is actually large, that's why it looks a bit bigger. And this is their hip measurement. When you stretch it, as you can see, it really has a long stretch to it, and also because of the size of the hook that I'm using. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to chain one, go into this, let's just go into this space because this is a bit too tight. Oh, can still do it with a single crochet like that. Go into this space with a single crochet, go into this with a single crochet, and so you're going to go into every row like this with single crochet. Where we have this single crochet, this line here in the middle, single crochet, this single crochet, line here in the middle, like that, until you get here. So I'll meet you here and then I'll show you what to do next. So here I've reached the end. What I'm going to do is I'm going to join this, and I'm going to go where I made my chain one on top of it right here, and I'm going to pull through like that and then pull through like that. So basically this is our waistband. It really stretches a lot because of the size of the yarn, so the type of the yarn that I used, and also the size of the hook. So this is where we're going to make the mesh part. So you're going to chain 1 2 3 4 5 6, and you're going to skip 1 2 3. You're going to go into that with a double crochet. Let me just show how you make a double crochet. So after chaining 6, you're going to yarn over, going to, after skipping 1 2 on the third one here, pull, then pull through 2, you'll have 2, and then pull through 2, then chain 1 2 3, yarn over, go into this, skip 1 2, and then on the third one you're going to go into that with a double crochet, chain 1 2 3, skip 1 2, go into the third, so as you can see here I'm at the very end, but I have 1 2 3 stitches. So I'm just going to skip all the 3 after chaining 3, then I'm going to count 1 2 3 on this third chain. I'm going to go into that with a slip knot, then I'm going to chain 6 1 2 3 4 5 6. I'm going to turn my work around and go into this, the double crochet. Where we have double crochet, you're just going to go into it with a double crochet, chain 1 2 3 1 2 3, go into this with a double crochet, and you're going to do this until you reach the length so you're going to do this until you reach the length of the pants that you want. Like, let's say not even the length of the pants that you want, but you're going to do this until you reach like your crotch area. So I think I'm going to add 1 2 3 around 6 to 7 rows, I think, but I'll get back to you when I've added all those rows. As you can see, this is going to be our inside part, so it's going to matter a lot when you're going to make like the crotch area, but like this is basically it. So when you get here, you will count 1 2 3, and on the third you're going to go into that with a slip knot, then chain 6, then turn your work around until you get to the crotch area. So I'll meet you when I've finished these rows. So here I've made 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 chains, rows, sorry, 10 rows. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to make the crotch area. You're going to make a chain that is going to be a multiple of what you've been using. If you wanted these spaces to be big and you use 4 or 2, you make a chain of a multiple of either 4 or 2. Since I used 3, I'm going to make a chain of multiple of 3. 1 2 3 4 5. Then you find the middle part. You can count, but so this right here is my middle part. So I'm going to grab my hook and just go into that space in the middle, because I did chain 3, so I'll have one stitch this side and then another one the other side, and then I'm just going to join it with a slip knot. So you're going to go into that with a slip stitch, and then you're going to chain 6, and instead of doing that, instead of going into that double crochet with a double crochet, you're going to turn your work around, and like we did at the very beginning, you're going to count 1 2 3, and on the very third one, that's where we are going to put on our double crochet. Then chain 1 2 3, and on the very third one we're going to put our double crochet, and you're going to do this until you get to the very end of this chain that we made. So here what you're going to do, just at the very end of our chain, the chain that we made to attach our sides, you're just going to go into that with a double crochet, and it's just going to be a continuous thing, like a repetitive thing. So what you can do is, after going into, like, you can make it, if you want it like to be a short, you can just make very few, like 3 4 5 more rows. It will be a very beautiful short. Or if you want it to be like long pants, you can just continue and make it like very, very long. So it really depends on you. I was actually making a pants for this, so I just continued up to the very end. But if you want it to be a short, like I said on the title of this tutorial, you can just add 3 or 5 rows, 3 to 5 rows, depending on the length that you want it for. If you want like tiny shorts, you can just do 1 or 2 rows. And then if you want like medium, you can just add 5 more rows. And if you want it longer, you can do maybe 10 rows, but this is just how I work on one side of the pants. I'm going to show you how I attach on the other side. So this is basically how we join, just like how we have been doing. You're just going to count 1 2 3 on that chain 6 that you made. 1 2 3, and on the third one you're going to go into it with a slip stitch. And then I've been noticing that instead of saying slip stitch, I've been saying a lot of slip knot, but it's a slip stitch. So basically that's it for like this part. I'm going to show you how I do the other side. I just realized that I lost footage on how to join the other side, but basically what you do, you just grab any point, like any part of, sorry, not any part, like the back part of these other pants on the other side. You just get like how you just make normal shorts. You just join another part with the, you make a slip knot, you join, and then you chain 1 2 3 4 5 6, and then you just keep going, just how we have been doing. You just chain 6, and then you, where you have a double crochet, you put a double crochet, chain 3, and then you just keep going. Like it's just what we did on the other side is what you're going to do on this other side.